We'll work out which way the wind's blowing. Jono, how are you with that sort of thing?
Swirling
around?
What's that saying? The wind comes and it goes. I don't know, something like that. I mean, there's a number of things. There's a number of ways you can describe the wind. Right now, it's basically blowing right in our face. So, I think when play gets underway at the stadium end, I think the ball just might come in a little bit quicker. Might move around a bit.
Some sort of whistle in the background as well you might hear in the effects mic, because we're almost underway. It's a late fielding change. The player goes from point over to a mid-wicket position for the NT strike. Umpire's arm is out. Tom Menzies is about to come in for the first ball, and it'll be Birtle to face. So Menzies, reasonably long run up, charging in from the airport end, right arm over the wicket, and it's driven straight to mid-on and well struck. In the air slightly, but never in danger of being caught.
So a little bit of resistance you can see. I feel like the ball just kind of came back a little bit off the bat on the shot there from Bortel.
Yeah, good call. Did stop a little bit, didn't it? Maybe just a loosener. As Menzies comes in again. First over, strike one the toss. There's skipper Darcy Short. So Menzies bowls to Bortel, and he drives handsomely down the offside, straight to the field. And the fielding done there by Matt Hammond, who is a very experienced NT cricketer. Performed pretty well in the series last year. Took one forfer.
So let's talk about conditions for a moment. Right now, here, it's about 29 degrees. The top was 32. So, to be honest, you've got optimal conditions for cricket right here.
Menzies to Birtel, and just outside the off stump, he just waved the bat at it. No edge. So a good start by Menzies, halfway through his first over, no runs on the board.
And just on the wind as well. According to the forecast earlier today, wind gusts up to 26 kilometres per hour. You can definitely feel that. I was thinking we might lose the team sheets earlier before.
I've got my forearms plastered all over them, not quite as technologically advanced as you, Jono, with all your laptops and your iPhones going. As Bortel waits on Menzies, flashes at that outside the off stump. He looks back at the umpire, hoping for a wide call. He doesn't get it, so excellent bowling here by Menzies. Still no run on the board.
Coming in from Melbourne, I got slightly roasted from Geordie Wright when I came into the office and had a chat with everybody, and he goes, "You're carrying your whole life there, mate." I'm like, "Oh, not quite, but
got to be prepared, don't you, John?"
There's a lot of gear in here. Let's be honest. Tunes are pumping here at DXC Arena, and a nice crowd here as well.
Menzies comes in. And it's lofted over mid-wicket. There's a fielder out there. Will he get to it? He will. It takes a very well-judged catch. Flicked off the pads by Bortel. It was well struck, but the fielder was even better placed, and he came in from the boundary rope. And so the first wicket is down in the first over. Menzies has started well. 5 balls down. It's 1 for none. Not the start that Nepal were after.
Well, no, I mean, let's have a look at the replay here. Nice little flick off the pads, but just didn't have enough on it. And I tell you what, the positioning out there, that player on the rope, couldn't have been any better. He just had it in his mitts. It looked like at one stage he was going to catch it one-handed and say, "How do you like that?" So the catch. Jordan Silk in the outfield there, it would seem. And Bortel departs for nothing. The first wicket falls, 1 for none. With 1 to come, so Tritraj Das is the next batter to come in.
What do we know about him, Jono?
So he's a bit of an all-rounder, it would seem, and so coming in at 3, it'd be interesting to see what he does, obviously, in the bowling innings. Yeah, he's from the 111 Army Club. Hopefully I pronounced that one right, and So some definite, you know, purpose, intentional power hitting early in the piece for Nepal, and despite the wicket, it's an early taste of things to come, Rob.
Early success for Menzies and the NT strike team. Good decision by Darcy Short to send the Nepalese in. Last ball of the first over. It's full, driven down the onside, slightly uppishly, but well struck again. That ends the first over. A wicket-taking one for the NT strike. Bortel is out for a duck, and it is 1 for none.
So we can have a look at the. We saw the batting card, and next we'll see Malia. And hopefully Nepal can make inroads here. Of course, a 4-over power play to get things underway, and then the power surge a little bit later. But as you said, NT strike on the front foot early, winning the toss and electing to bowl first, as indeed team captains were winning the flip and electing to bowl first. The team captains from game 1 and 2 elected to do the same, and it worked out pretty well for them. Will Sutherland this morning in reply, a fantastic 44 as the Vicks got it done earlier today.
Sam Barker coming on from the TIO Stadium end of DXC Arena. Left arm quick, plays for the local Southern Districts Club. Pretty short run up. It's all in the shoulders and the wrist. It's squeezed past point. They've got one. They should get a couple. And so the Nepal team is on the board. 1 for 2 after losing a wicket in the first over.
There's definitely a fair Nepalese crowd here at the moment. Obviously, last year debuting in the tournament and doing pretty well, and well, basically putting Nepalese cricket well and truly on the map if it hasn't been already. And so this crowd, expect them to lift a little bit later on.
As Barker comes in again, it's a little bit of shape back into the batsman. It's well driven, straight down the ground. On the off side of the field, in fact.
Oh, you can hear that crowd.
They're into it. It's 4, is it? It's run away on this magnificent outfield. He didn't hit it all that hard, did he, Jono? But just using the timing of the ball, the quick outfield, running away down on the outer side.
I feel like Matt Hammond as well probably had to just run just a little bit against the wind there, and it probably slowed him up a little bit. But a boundary nonetheless.
Tritraj Das started positively. First boundary of the innings. Magnificent cover drive. Takes a little bit of the hurt away from the loss of the wicket in the first over. Barker, a whippy action down the leg side. Should be a wide, and is.
Hammond might have looked like he fell on the boundary rope a bit too hard there. Just overcompensating. Might be a reasonable score on this. I feel like so it was 141, I think, earlier today to start off the series at TIO. Similar pitch. We're looking for the same.
Slightly more, I reckon. As Barker comes in again, tucks up Dus, and he pushes it back down the wicket. Around the 150 mark.
I think that's what they'll be looking for. And then Darcy Short will have to get his proverbial skates on, so to speak. Do some damage early.
Interesting. He didn't have a great series last year. He played 5 matches for 105 runs. Half of those were in one knock, 51. Jordan Silk did pretty well, 119 runs. 48 was his top score. So as Barker comes in again, bowling to Dus, and he drives, square drive, backward of point, in the air, bounced a metre or so short of the fielder. And there's no run. Last year, Nepal won 2 of their 6 games, and the strike won 3 of their 6, so they weren't in finals contention. Although it should be said that the Nepal team lost by just 1 run to eventual semi-finalists, the Shaheens, so they did have some good performances.
2 balls to come here, and intent shown early from both batters and bowlers. Barker will come in again.
Shortish run up to Duss. He just takes a couple of steps forward just before the bowler released the ball and pushes it forward of point for no run. So with that wide, still 1 to go in the over.
Wind gusts definitely still playing a role, I think. Who knows what the wind's going to be like a little bit earlier in the game, but regardless of who won the toss, they still would have had to deal with it earlier. Well, regardless of who batted first, I mean to say. Had to deal with this. As it starts to pick up now.
Slight pause, sorry John, there's a field change. They're bringing third man up a little closer and dropping fine leg down onto the rope.
So Tom Menzies coming almost in front of us at commentary position.
The last ball of the second over, NT Strike winning the toss and electing to field. Barker bowls to Duss, and it's short on the hip. Didn't hit it all that cleanly. They come back for an easy 2 though as Menzies trots in a few metres and throws it back to the keeper. Excellent over for Nepal after a wicket maiden in the first over. Nepal bounced back with 9 in that over.
Halfway through the power play, and I would say not. Well, I feel that the batters are just getting a feel for the conditions at the moment, because usually in the Big Bash League and indeed other T20 leagues like it, that's, you know, the opportunity to get runs on the board, of course, with the fielders out. But I feel like the conditions are almost, I guess, unknown or foreign, perhaps, and no one really knows exactly what to expect. As Menzies is back onto bowl.
Coming in from the airport end. Quick approach to the wicket, much longer run up than Barker, and an elegant on drive, but straight to the fielder at mid-on. Fielding done there by Will Blair. Just the third over, but it looks like the pitch is playing pretty true. You mentioned it was pretty green, but it's been pretty even bounce so far.
Pretty consistently, I would say. Does look really nice. And maybe the shot doesn't do it justice. And indeed, photos taken of it.
Menzies to Duss, and he's advancing and just, did he jam that into the ground? Was it a bump ball, or was there a catch on offer? The fielder lunged after it there at point, ran around behind him.
Might be able to see it on the replay.
Got a single. So Saar is off the mark, the skipper. Jono, the crowd is building up nicely. Good atmosphere, perfect night for cricket. This time of year there aren't too many nights that aren't perfect in the top end. Menzies charges in. Wide outside the off stump, and in fact called a wide, so another run to the total.
We see much swing at the moment, or maybe the wind's just wreaking havoc.
I thought Barker was getting a little bit of in-swing previous over.
Earlier the run rate starts to get under 5. Does 8 off 6, so an okay strike rate.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful shot over cover point for 4.
That'll help.
It was wide outside off stump. Full swing of the bat by Duss. He's into double figures, and a total up to 1 for 15.
Well, there you go. That's going to improve the strike rate one way or another. 12 off 7 now, and back to 6. So if things would stay the way that they were, looking at maybe a score well over 120. So 150, the projected score from yourself, and hopefully they can get that.
What's your query about the swing? There was no movement in that. It was a half volley outside off stump. Plenty of room to free the arms, and it was a magnificent strike by Duss. So he waits again. A couple of boundaries in his innings so far. This time he's tightened up a little bit, punches it through the backward point region this time, just for a single. Throw is good over the stumps to the keeper.
A well-calculated shot. He's starting to get some momentum going, it has to be said. 8 balls to go in this power play. Now that they've felt conditions out, as I alluded to earlier, good chance to finish off strong.
It's been a good comeback after losing a wicket in the opening over for no runs. Menzies once again lofted straight down the ground. Magnificent shot. Again, it was wide of the off stump. A free swing, whitish mid-off. Had no chance of getting that, even though it was lofted. And the ball races over the rope for yet another boundary for the Nepalese team. Magnificent stroke.
Menzies did well to get out of the way of that one, and maybe was about half a metre clear as we see the replay here. Oh, and a nice strike too.
Perfect balance. So Saar, with his first boundary, waits on Menzies. He lofts again.
Oh,
this is higher. It might just drop and not reach the rope because he didn't hit it as cleanly as he might have hoped. It was like a little chip, similar to what you might see in the adjacent golf course. And it landed about 5 metres before the boundary rope and pretty much stopped. With a couple more runs to Nepal, they're up to 20. This is exciting cricket. 20 in 2 overs. With another, in fact, 23 they've scored in the last 2 overs after being 1 for none after the first over. Great fight back, Jono, by the Nepalese.
Yes, indeed. I feel as if with that last boundary, or not quite, boundary attempt, we'll say, yes, the turf is absolutely pristine and it's got that carpet-like quality. But as you can see, the ball just sort of dug into the turf a little bit and sort of cushioned. And so, if you've got the momentum, like the boundary that we saw, the ball will just fly. But I feel like maybe a bit much more lofted trajectory, and the ball will probably just stop short and dig into the turf a little bit. 1 for 23. Team Nepal after 3 overs, 1 to come in the power play, and we have a change of bowler. It's Will Blair.
What can we expect from him, Jono?
Yeah, so he's a dynamic all-rounder, and he's had some experience in a couple of states. Up here with Nightcliff as he comes into bowl.
And it's beautiful. First delivery on middle and leg, and the ball off a thickish outside edge runs into the offside.
He's had a bit of experience as well with Northcote in the Victorian Premier Cricket. I mean, this team, really, NT Strike has just been, it's a great team of all-stars from just about everywhere.
And a pretty famous coach too, South African Johan Botha. As in comes Blair, full toss, lofted all the way over the rope and onto the roof. You could hear it in the effects mic for 6. Magnificent stroke. The ball was there to be hit. You don't always get it though, but he middled that one.
The crowd knew it as soon as it left the bat. As we see the replay, Anil goes bang, swatted off his midriff almost, and he didn't have much room to control the bat there. He just hoiked it.
Perfect description, Jono. Swat. It was a swat.
And he had basically a small box of motion, I have to say, and not much range of movement there, but it just proves
Paul racing along.
a lot.
Wicket in the first over for no runs. They've struck back 29 in the 4th over with a few balls left in the first power play.
Just proves you can hit him. Hit him anywhere if you put your mind to it. Lovely, lovely shot from Saar.
The crowd are up for this. They know their cricket. As soon as that ball left the bat, they knew where it was going. As Blair, another full toss down the leg side. Was it a wide? Yes, it was. Late call. Took a long time for the umpire to decide it was a wide. It's another run to the total. to 30 in the 4th over.
So with a early strike rate of just under 200, which is handy as the run rate goes to 8.5, as you can see here on the scoreboard.
Maybe that target figure. Oh, I bowled him. I was about to say the target of 150 might be exceeded, but if wickets keep falling, it's going to make it hard. So good fight back from Blair. Full pitcher. Saar trying to loft it over mid-wicket again. Head went up. Bales came off, and the second wicket for Nepal is down. It's 2 for 30. Couple of balls left in the 4th over.
I hope that in no way, shape or form I preempted anything with the commentator's curse there. If I did, and you want to interpret it that way, well, so be it, but a nice delivery nonetheless, and so I just had to shake his head. As the new batsman comes in, Kushal Malla.
Looking forward to seeing him play. Fastest T20 international century for Nepal, this left-hander. And last year, the first time Nepal played in this top-end T20 series, scored 141 at 28 with a top score of 59 not out. So important period of play for Nepal. Had a rough start, losing a wicket in the first over for no runs. They fought back, but Saar has fallen in the 4th over, and it's 2 for 30, just as Dus and Saar were looking to make hay. NT strike back. They won the toss, selected the field, and made a couple of inroads. But their run rate's up there. It's going at just over 7, in fact 8. There it is, 8 runs and over.
You can see in that previous shot, Riley Mark just getting ready and maybe just rolling the arm over, getting ready to do his thing. So some off spin maybe to come for the NT strike.
Blair charges in, and that's a lifter. Maybe there is a bit more life than we thought, Jono, in that pitch.
Yeah, just it bounced late, didn't it? It was a reasonably full delivery from what we could see, and not a nice little bounce to accompany that. And the fielders got up; they were pretty excited about that. Some nice movement off the pitch, very good. Last delivery of the opening power play.
Could say it was a Blair pitch project. As Blair comes in again and slashing outside the off stump. No contact made by Malla, and that ends the 4th over. The power play is over. The Nepal A side 2 for 30 after 4 overs. A wicket going down in that over to Blair after he copped some stick with a 6. So a bit of everything, as you see in T20 cricket. 2 for 30 after 4.
Indeed, so the power play comes to a close a little bit later. We'll see the power surge, and it'll be up to obviously the batsman to call that a little bit later on. But I mean, when we'll obviously think about when might be the optimum time to call it. It can be called any time after the 10th, I think it would be. Well, it can be called on the, yes, indeed, after the 10th over. As we're going to have another bowling change here. This time, it's Hamish Martin. So some spin was thought about. And we will actually have some off spin. So I was talking about Riley Mark, and here he is, Martin, to bowl some more offies.
And he's got an edge, has he? Or has he stumped him? I'm not sure what the they've. Something's happened for a dismissal for the Nepalese. Dus is out. Whether it was the faintest of edges, Dus is slowly trudging off. The wicket is down.
Square leg umpire comes in, which
a stumping. Maybe his back leg just dragged out momentarily. Here we go. Perfect angle by the commentators. Kick digital, great work. Back leg slides out. Bales come off. And orders the cat. No, ordered to bowl him. Another replay there.
Yeah, I'd love to see that again.
See one more time if we could. See it on the scorecard in just a moment.
Because it looked like his feet were just
caught. No, it was a feather edge. There we go. The keeper has caught it. Took the bails off as well. Must have been the faintest of edges. So again, we've got this side-on view here. Beautiful positioning by the wicketkeeper. Stays low. Through it goes into the gloves. And that is excellent wicket-keeping.
Textbook. So an early breakthrough for Martin, coming on with some off-spinners. Nepal A 3 for 30 after 4.1. Next to bat, Lokesh Bam.
So left arm orthodox. Around the wicket comes Hamish Martin again. 3 for 30, the Nepal A side. Good in overs 2 and 3, but the wickets in the 4th over. Now a wicket in the 5th over. The strike, having won the toss and elected to field back on top. Around the wicket, left arm orthodox. Driven out towards Matt Hammond, who races in off the rope, gets down and fields it strongly and returns it back to the bowler. Just the single for Nepal. Bam, the new batter?
Yes, I believe so. There you go. So he's quite an explosive lower order hitter, and looking forward to seeing what he can muster up at the moment.
The left armer is going to go over the wicket now with the left-handed batsman Mala on strike. Run rate's dropped down to 7 and over.
Thought I saw the changing of the angle there. I just wasn't sure to confirm that.
Flighted, driven down to long off for a single. So Mala is off the mark. Total up to 32 for 3 in the 5th over. Martin, the impressive figures of 1 for 2. Lokesh Bam, the right hand of the bowler, back around the wicket. Well flighted again. And even in this form of the game, Jono, there are periods when you lose a few wickets, you just have to consolidate, aren't you? Because you can't afford to lose any more. There's still plenty of overs to go, even in this shorter form of the game. So get your composure back.
Yeah, indeed, and 2 relatively new batters out in the middle as well.
Martin, a quicker ball, darts it in. And he dashes back to his mark. So he's trying to hurry the batsman here, get through his overs quickly. It's a tactic often used in T20 cricket, just to rush the batsman.
Good strategy, and dot balls are a precious commodity in this game as well.
Last ball of the over, that one's flighted up, straight
Another one
back to the bowler. Well bowled by Martin. 1 for 2 from his over, and after 5 overs, it's 3 for 32.
5 to go, an interesting start. So 5 overs down, run rate back to 6.4. So fielding tactics being discussed. Tom Menzies just about going here, there and everywhere. As it looks like we'll have some spin from both ends. Matt Hammond to go into the attack.
And a nice ball straight away. Forced back out down the offside. So Hammond around the wicket with his off spin.
Loving the percussion as well from the crowd.
He's a wily character, is Matt Hammond. That's a quicker one. Punch towards or through mid-wicket. They've got 1. It's been too risky for the second. They threatened it, but we're happy with just the single. Total up to 33.
Seems that the percussionists that you can hear in the effects mic are responding to what happens in the field. Be trying to put the fielders off. Will it work? Wait and see.
Matt Hammond in last year's corresponding fixture for NT Strike against Nepal took 3 for 21. What's he got tonight? Very experienced cricketer up here. And he bowls these darts. They spear into the pads, push back down the onside of the pitch. No run again. Very economical so far. Straight back into his fourth ball of the over. That one's flighted slightly more, and it's punched through point towards the rope. They've got one. They thought about the second. The drum roll was on, urging them to take it. They decided not to.
Did feel like that.
It's like one of those sort of pantomimes, isn't it? The music in the background.
Yes.
Fifth ball of the sixth over. Hammond offies around the wicket. Muller on strike, and he's forced to just push it down the offside. Well played by the bowler.
Nicely delivered. Wasn't him to push back and defend. Not much you could do there.
Last ball of the over on the pads, worked out towards deep mid-wicket, just a single. So excellent bowling by the NT Strike team. They've conceded just 5 runs from the past 2 overs. Wickets have helped that. They've slowed the scoring. And after 6 overs, 3 for 35.
Yeah, that last delivery, very similar to the previous one. As we check out the bowling card, and we can see that Martin and Hammond the most economical with 2 and 3 respectively. So, as one famous Australian T20 cricketer would like to say, Peter Tsoglu, spin to win, and I tend to agree with him. So I think on this deck it might be the way to go. As now we've got another change of bowler, and what would you believe it, we've got some more spin, this time courtesy of the NT Strike captain in Darcy Short.
So very capable in this form of the game. Left arm over the wicket, it's driven, beats the fielder inside, and goes out towards the long off boundary for Muller to pick up a single.
We've seen what Darcy Short has done with the ball in hand in the Big Bash, and indeed with part-time spinners, they tend to heap the most pressure on the batters and cause a lot of ones and dots, as we'll probably see more often here.
And on the pads, worked neatly through the onside towards mid-wicket. Again, just the single. So Short will be pretty happy with this. No boundaries conceded. Again, this idea of just rotating the bowlers through doesn't give a batsman time to get a sighter on one particular type of bowler. They've got to adjust to the different styles and have a swing pretty much straight away. It's a quicker ball from Short, and he punches it down the onside. Charging in from the boundary rope is Hammond. He gets to it, hurls it back to the keeper on the bounce. Excellent fielding by Hammond. 3 ones, I should say, to start the over.
So Darcy Short is probably executing his plan really well. That's why he put himself on. Oh, that's a lovely delivery.
Slid across the face of the bat.
Enticing, maybe a nick, maybe an edge of sorts. Not to be on this occasion.
Couple of balls left. That's a quicker one on the pads. Punched into the vacant mid-wicket region. And just one more run. So only 4 off the over so far, with 1 to come. Short will be happy with that. Totals up to 39. NT Strike winning the toss. Skipper Darcy Short. Different to last year, where they were sent into bat and made 170 odd. Won the game. This year they're having a field first. This time it's on the pads, pushed back of square leg. Slight misfield wouldn't have affected the outcome, which was another single. 5 ones off that over. Short's first of the innings. Total is up to 40, 3 for 40 with 13 overs remaining.
Of course, we're live from DXC Arena in Darwin, and DXC technology helps global companies run their mission-critical systems and operations by modernising IT, optimising data architectures, and ensuring security and scalability. A big thanks, of course, to DXC, naming rights sponsor, of course, of this great place. Indeed, the Marara Sporting Complex is just fantastic. Went for a walk around when I got here and thought how amazing and how lucky are we to check out this incredible facility. as we're set for more spin, and this time Riley Mark, after we could see in shot, he was warming up, and now Darcy Short calls on him for more spin. So looks like they've got a strategy in place, just maybe slow down the scoring even more so, with 3 to come before the halfway mark.
So 7th different bowler used. That's driven beautifully down the offside. The fielder, though, at a wide long off, will come around and do the fielding and restrict it to just 1.
So Riley Mark, a frontline off spinner. Of course, he is a Darwin Cricket Club premiership player, and he scored 22 in the game as well. So pretty handy with the bat when he'll be called upon a little bit later on tonight. As the sun starts to come down, twilight conditions well and truly in effect here.
Mark Tasarruf lofted out towards deep mid-wicket, straight to the field, and just the single. Darwin Cricket Club celebrated 50 years on the weekend. Special guest Jake Weatherall, who's played for the Darwin Cricket Club. Unfortunately, he won't be playing in the second test against Bangladesh. His spot in the team taken by Matt Renshaw. That match starting tomorrow. Just the one change to the team that lost to Bangladesh here in Darwin last week.
What can I say, Rob? I'm very keen to sit down and watch more cricket.
Can't get enough cricket, Jono.
Oh, couldn't have said it better myself.
Punched into the outfield for another single. And the throw came in awkwardly for the keeper on the bounce, but no chance of an overthrow. So it really rests on Mullah. He's the star of this lineup. Fastest ever T20 international century for Nepal, the left-hander. Made runs in the series last year here in Darwin.
You can see there Dookie Hogan Boozum just getting involved there early. Last couple of balls.
Saraf is on strike, in fact.
So the wind still has a role to play. I dare say, you can see a little bit of misty clouds in the air as well.
Mark around the wicket. Saraf punches it down the offside to long off. Another single. So I'd love a boundary, wouldn't they? Just to tick the scoring up a little bit. Sitting under 6 and over. It's really not enough.
Yeah, this wind's definitely going to play a role all night.
Mark's last ball, the 8th over of the innings, and he squeezes it 2 points. Nice fielding there by Hammond. Hurls the return into the keeper. And there's no run. Excellent over. The first one from Mark, 1 over for 4 runs, and Nepal after 8 overs, 3 for 44 after losing the toss and being sent into bat. They lost a wicket in the first over. By 3 overs, they were 1 for 23, but wickets have fallen steadily and the scoring rate has slowed in the last few overs. The NT Strike team doing well to restrict them.
Yes, they have, and calling upon lots and lots of spinners as we'll have. Well, I thought for a second I saw something on the scoreboard come up. Maybe McMahon was going to get involved, but no. Martin will continue. He's been very handy, so not much of a preference to go along with pace.
Lofted, will it clear the fielder? Oh, one-handed screamer. No, I think he's put it down as his hand hit the turf. He had control of the ball. He threw himself backwards with the flight of the ball, got his hand to it, brought it to ground, but I reckon as his hand has hit the ground, it's jarred it free a metre or so in from the rope. That was spectacular. Here's the replay. Did he bring it down and then the ball bobble out when he hit the ground? I thought he had it. That would have been one of the great catches.
Oh, look at that. So he actually caught it. And there's nothing he could do.
And in fact, it was over the rope anyway.
Hammond just turning back to us and just having a chuckle.
A brave effort.
Oh, what can you do?
But then it's kind of...
So Martin over the wicket this time, the left-hander Mullah slashing outside off stump, looking back at the umpire, hoping for a run from a wide. He wouldn't get it. It was just inside the framework of the pitch. spectacular fielding attempt as Martin comes in again. Muller punches it down towards long on. Might come back for two here. They're going. They're on the arm of Hammond. There could be a chance of a run out. There is. In fact, he stood mid-pitch. Brilliant fielding by Hammond. And the run out here in the end, was it Sharaf or Muller? They're looking back at each other. Which one is going off? It's going to be Muller is off, and that's a crucial blow. They had one. It wasn't struck that firmly, so they considered two. Hammond had to run in a long way from the rope, and unfortunately sent back. And the run out, the easiest of run outs at the batter's end. Nepal lose another wicket, their fourth. And unfortunately for Nepal, it's Muller who has walked off. Their gun batsman run out. The throw coming in from Matt Hammond.
I think it was Jordan Silk there on the boundary.
It's the catch, yeah.
Yeah, or rather the
attempted catch.
The non-catch.
But that's a crucial mix-up, isn't it, Jono? Because they pretty much gave up on it. It was a great bit of fielding from Hammond. He charged in off the boundary rope. It was almost one of those ones where there's like 1.5 runs in it. If they'd really gone hard from the get-go, they might have made the second. But unfortunately, Sharaf gave up on it. Muller was the one that was caught out of his ground, or stayed in his crease. But the ruling was that he was the batsman deemed to have been run out.
You just get the feeling that run outs are not exactly, well, not an exact science, shall we say. And a chance goes begging. So Nepal, it's Martin to continue here.
4 for 46 in the 9th over. Thick inside edge. Backward of the square leg umpire. And they get a single. Lokesh Baum is off the mark.
Wind's died down a bit, which is handy. Conditions optimal.
Punched out towards the cover boundary, straight to the field. Nice sound off the bat. Wide ball from Martin. Not a single. Martin comes in again. Driven by Baum, straight back to the bowler. And in fact ends the 2nd over. So excellent figures, 1 for 6 off 2. And after 9 overs, Nepal sent into bat 4 for 48.
So probably not as not going to plan so much. And I feel like, you know, with the early wickets lost and that run out, every single time something like that, you know, happens, like a key moment in the game such as that, it really starts to affect psyche. And now really the team basically rests on Sharaf, who is of course, you know, a power hitting all-rounder, and maybe a little bit later we'll see some off breaks from him.
As Hammond is worked forward to the square leg umpire for 1. Bit gun shy, I think, trying to take on the field after that run out in the previous over, so they're settled with the single. Yet to bring up the half century and into the 10th over.
They're probably looking like maybe, I feel like they can, you know, hold their heads high if they manage to score maybe 120-ish, I think.
Yeah, runs on the board, as long as you can get over that 100, yeah, as you say, around the 120 mark, be competitive, put the pressure on in the field, get to see what their bowlers are like. So wind has definitely died as the night's gone on, which does tend to happen, in fact, so let's see if it stays that way. But Hammond is over the wicket with his off spinners and bowling outside the off stump, and Sharaf is playing forward and missing.
Nepal might want to call the power surge as early as they possibly can to give it a red-hot crack. I feel as if, you know, get that power hitting from before, as we're about to see some more. What's happening here?
He's just flicked it off the pads. They've got one, charging back for the second, which they should make comfortably. So stray ball just on the leg stump there coming from Hammond, but just flipped around the corner, eluded the man at short backward square leg. The fielder who's on the backward square leg boundary ran around and restricted scoring to 2. It's more like a little jab rather than a full-blown hard hit towards the boundary, but into the gap, and a couple more runs for Nepal. 4 for 52, couple of balls left in the 10th over, the halfway mark, driven by Saraf to cover.
You could just see in that shot previously the you know, the Nepalese community here in Darwin making a lot of noise and supporting their team, which is fantastic.
As that ball is wide outside the off stump, not wide, but it's called a wide, missed by Saraf through to the keeper. So the halfway mark is up, and Nepal, having been sent into bat, 4 for 52 after the third over. They were 1 for 23 and looking set for a pretty good target. But since then, they've lost 3 for 29 in the next 7 overs, and the NT Strike have taken control of the match. 4 for 52. Let's see if they can get it into a competitive total of around the 120 mark.
So Darcy Short coming back onto bowl, and of course you're watching the Study NT Top End T20 series live and free across Australia on 7plus, and indeed across the world. You might be from Nepal and watching this on Digo. Welcome our international audience, great to have you. Darcy Short now, as expected, just looking for that dot and single type operation. Had to field the ball himself. Short once again. Over the wicket. This time, no dice. He works in ones and zeros as a bowler, and it's handy for him. His injection into this game's good. Now that one, it's probably just outside the line. A play and a miss. Probably just slightly under the bat then, I would say. A dot's achieved.
A bit different to his batting, John. He works in 4s and 6s when he bats.
Yes. So basically a conventional cricketer, as that one's flicked over the left leg side, fielded by Will Blair. In the safe hands of McMahon, the keeper. Short comes in again, 2 to come. Oh, gee, that's nearly off the cut stuff. Still, no runs achieved. It has literally bypassed the crease line on the side. A play and a miss. This time, it's a flick. It's looking really good. It's going to be a boundary. It's never going to beat Dookie, who unfortunately is outrun by the ball. And a nice little reverse sweep hit, as we can see we'll about to see a replay of this. Look, absolutely solid strike.
Well, we've seen 1-6, Jono, in this innings, but that to me is the shot of the match so far. A reverse sweep for 4, just what the Nepal team needed. That was so beautifully struck. And they're up to 58 after 11 overs.
It's gone under the fence too, which is an unfortunate spot. You need to get the ball back and quickly.
We just briefly saw the card pop up. We might get that up maybe the next over. Run through the card for you. Wickets that have fallen. There's a wicket in the first over for a duck. Bertel was out caught for no score. There's a wicket made in the first over. NT Striker leaking to field. Great beginning for them.
So early mark. Oh, gee. This is a heat on the left side. The catch is almost taken. Bypasses him. And another boundary for the Nepalese. The crowd love it. Had to see this on the replay. Flags waving, percussive instruments in full force. It was a lovely, lovely strike. And the catch almost taken by Jordan Silk. He's been unlucky. They just can't get, either they can and it's gone for 6, or they can't and it's gone for 4. Tried to pick up where they left off. The ball's fielded by Sam Barker.
He's throwing himself around, Jordan Silk. He's not going to die wondering. 2 magnificent efforts to try and catch the ball.
He's going to get onto one. That's the gut feeling. Charlie Mark changing the angle here. Oh, almost a caught and bowled chance. A couple of bounces along the wicket for no runs. So Saraf really hitting his stride at the moment. Needs to get back on strike. There's a chance for a shout. Umpire said no.
Big shout, was on just outside off stump, I think. He played across it. You could see pretty much all 3 stumps.
Clearly no bat involved on that occasion. You could hear clearly ball up against pad. A nice little one. Gets hit behind point. Safe hands of the keeper again. So Riley Mark just commanding a few changes along the boundary. Deep back with square leg probably now in play. It's a nice shot. It's fielded by Short again. More runs on the board for Nepal, just the 2 this time. End of the over. And Nepal are 4 for 65 with 8 to go. So a better over for them this time around.
Yeah, good little partnership developing here. Saraf 17 off 24, Balm 9 off 10. 8 overs to go.
Be interesting to see when that power surge does come what the NT Strike's bowling tactics are, because obviously starting off in the power play, they started off with pace that they haven't called back. In fact, they will now with Barker. But it's interesting that they haven't called on pace until now. But it has worked for them.
Like them at the Melbourne nightclubs here, John, with that nice bass line just underneath.
Oh, geez, you can hear that loud and clear. PA system does the job here at DXC as Barker is talking tactics at the moment.
Yeah, a long time to set the field. Barker was expensive in his first over. It's been spin. He and Menzies opened the bowling for NT Strike after skipper Darcy Short won the toss. But it's been all spin since then. This is the first time we've seen, and he's switching ends. He bowled his opening over from the TIO Stadium end. He's coming from the airport end now. The left arm quick, very whippy action. Not a long run up.
Lights in full effect here. It's a wide one, and it's nicely just cut off by Barker. Probably got some fingertips to it. That sort of thing, it definitely hurts. But a good effort nonetheless. So Saraf. The best of the Nepalese players so far to play and a miss. Stump line, it was, I tell you what, that was a ripper of a delivery.
So close to leg stump, Jono.
Very close.
Go between bat, straight through him. Oh, just over the top of leg stump.
Get a feather on that. It's gone every day of the week. Lights in full force, tunes in full force. Marker as well, improving his economy. Is 2 dots so far in the over. It won't be this time. Hoiked over the leg side, fielded by Silk. Definitely an enforcer in the outfield. Get it to him and see how you go. So Barker, the first blemish on his second over. It's only a minor one though, just with one. Barker caused some fielding changes it looked like behind the wicket. Big hit towards commentary position. It's up, it's over. Straight to the Syntho nets. An unbelievable 6 from Bam, who did just exactly that. He went bam. Let's check the replay here.
That is a magnificent strike outside the off stump, advanced down the wicket, and he got all of it right off the middle.
A super shot. It's long time top end T20 Pete, the commentator Pete Laser would say. Oh, a nice bouncer in response from Barker, but it's gone well over the batsman's head. It'll be an extra, and that's one for the over.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky. It was around nose height. We might get a replay of that, but yeah, it was line ball wide, I reckon. It was a good response. Certainly in the longer form of the game, it would have been passed as a legal delivery.
So it was just over the top of his head. Oh no,
yeah.
Miles over.
Yeah. Perfect angle from side on. A bit hard here where we are.
Square leg umpire said, yep, that's a wide. The NT strike captain, Darcy Short, makes his way over to us. Easily flat batted shot, he'll just get one. So the Nepalese fans find their voice, and they'll probably just get over 100, I think. I think 120 is gettable. But the conditions...
Certainly if these two keep going, John, they're 120 pretty comfortably.
The early conditions definitely favoured the bowlers. It's had an impact on the away side's batting. One more to come for Sam Barker. It's away on the leg side. Two fielders come to meet it. They'll come back for two. Saraf was hurrying his way back.
11 off the over, and the return to pace didn't work, did it, for the strike? Barker now expensive, a couple of overs for 20.
Worked a little bit. It worked a little bit early.
True. And
then things just started to unravel, but just the one boundary from that over. Nepal now 4 for 76 after 13.
Shorts coming back on from the far end, from where we are commentating from. He's coming in from the TIO Stadium end. Was it Short? No, in fact, it's Martin, is it? Bowling.
Martin coming back on.
In fact, yeah, another left armour.
Left arm seems to be working a charm, and left arm spin as well. That's on the pads, worth a shout, and given. Bum goes. You can just see a replay of this one.
Yeah, I reckon it, around the wicket always hard, but did seem to pitch in line. Left arm orthodox straighten and hit him pretty plumb. Can't quite see it from that angle, but from where we are sitting, it looked pretty good from that initial angle. Round the wicket, just drifted in, pitched right in line with the stumps, and then just turned back into the pad. And I think the umpires got that spot on. And after a great partnership, Jono, that is another big wicket. They just seem to chime in at the right time. NT strike, just as the Nepalese are starting to make inroads into a pretty good looking total. And a crucial wicket. Martin, 2.1 overs, 2 for 6. Great figures, the left armour. Here we go. This is the angle right here. What do you think, Jono?
So let's have a look. It's a nice delivery. Yeah, that's out. Oh, I reckon it's just hitting leg.
Yeah,
well over 50% of the ball. So Bum goes for 16. After the NT strike. Set Nepal in. 5 for 76.
Importantly, Saraf is still there. He's known as a useful lower order hitter, is Rashid Khan. If Saraf can just maintain his wicket and maybe let Rashid Khan come in and start swinging.
So Martin to resume. Saraf down the other end. 20 off 28. It's been a good show from him, the best of the batters. A similar delivery to the last one. They'll get away for a single. But a better result for Nepal this time as Darcy Short fields the ball. Didn't have much room to move there. And so the single is all they could conjure up. This time a dot ball flicked off the pads. Martin bowling effectively. Economy of 3 so far. It's well played, and they'll just get 1.
Real juggling act, isn't it now? With 5 wickets down, they've got 6.2 overs to go. So 38 balls remaining, but they can't lose wickets. So they've got to push on for the next few overs, keep turning the runs over, and then maybe launch in the last 3 or 4 overs.
Martin to Rashid Khan. Picked off again towards square leg. It's picked up by Hammond. Just get 1 there.
Look at that scene. Magnificent Darwin sunset, Jono.
Really is beautiful. 1 to come. This time, no runs are scored. Nepal 5 for 79 after 14. Of course, the 2026 Top End T20 series is proudly brought to you by Study NT. Discover world-class education opportunities, rich multicultural communities, and unmatched lifestyle in Australia's Northern Territory. And boy, is it unmatched here in the Top End. Learn more, of course, at studynt.nt.gov.
It is a fantastic multicultural city to live in, Jono, and I can attest to that. There are so many different festivals, including a Nepalese festival throughout the year. There's a Thai festival, Vietnamese festival, multicultural festivals. The Cypriot festival was held last week. There was this magnificent food. Almost every weekend of the year, a different nationality is celebrating living in Darwin.
And of course, as I recall, the Darwin Festival.
Correct. Yes.
Has that concluded?
Wrapping up. No, wrapping up this Sunday. Runs for 3 weeks, and if you get up here again, hopefully for future events, make sure you get here a little bit earlier and enjoy some of the festival events.
It doesn't matter where you come from. It's a come one, come all type scenario for anything and everything that's happening up here in the Top End. Blair now. Playing a miss from Rashid Khan. So lights well and truly in effect at both TIO Stadium and here at DXC Arena. Flicked off the pads again. They'll just get a single. Was heading square of the wicket. Just one. So now Hamish Martin comes in front of us to take his position on the offside. It's behind the wicket. Five for 80 now, 14 and a half overs gone. And 5.52 as a run rate. It's not too bad considering where Nepal were and how they've had to dig their way out of this hole. Saraf goes big again. Two fielders come to meet it. This time, it's no boundary. It's well fielded. Another big slog, but not the result that Nepal wanted.
Importantly, don't lose a wicket. Gee, they crying out for a boundary, just a single.
Saraf with another huge hit. Have a look at this. Bang. Had full face of the bat there. This time it's a shot out to the offside. They'll just get one. And 5 overs remain in this batting innings for Nepal A. Last ball, Blair to Saraf. Where does he go this time? He wants to heave. Hamish Martin will pick it up. Did well to get to it, running from pretty much the boundary in commentary position. That is the end of the over. So Blair with figures of 1 for 11 after 2. And after 15, Nepal A are 5 for 83 with 5 to come.
Just 7 off the last couple of overs, so they've been slowed with that most recent wicket. After a good partnership for the 5th wicket, Saraf involved in that with Balm. But Balm's wicket has seen the screws being tightened by the NT strike, who won the toss, sent Nepal A into bat. A wicket in the first over, no runs. That was an excellent start by the home team. There's been some little partnerships through the innings, but at the moment, anything over about or around the 120 mark, you think would be a pretty good result from Nepal A. 83 from 15 so far. The skipper of NT strike, Darcy Short, brings himself back on.
So he's probably feeling the pressure a bit himself after many big hits from this man down the other end. Here he is again. This time it's off the pads. Inside again. 2 fielders. The ball headed towards just for one to start off Darcy Short's 3rd over. Khan now plays, misses. Umpire said no, he didn't nick it. After the keeper appealed. McMahon was probably the only one shouting there, I would say. Nicely fielded by...
He's been impressive behind the stumps, Jono, I've got to say. McMahon really neat and tidy.
Sure has been. As the house tunes come back on. Batted down the wicket, nicely fielded by Short.
You can just tell he's got really good balance. Stays low, doesn't pop up.
Yeah, he was sort of wincing towards the end there. hit the deck pretty hard. Short again to Saraf, this time for no run, one to come. Oh, nice stumping attempt, appeal. Umpire said no.
What a ball, and what a bit of keeping once again from McMahon. Turning away from the bat, that's his wrong un. And a brilliant bit of keeping, must have been line ball. Batsman did seem to topple out Saraf, but the square leg umpire was there. There's the batting card, or the bowlers I should say, Jono.
Yeah, indeed, so still Hamish Martin with the best economy of the lot. Closely followed, of course, by Matt Hammond, and after 16, of course, to ball 8, 5 for 85, 4 to come. Surge not called upon just yet. So we wait to see. And I feel like these are the guys you actually want on strike during a surge and basically going hard and leaving nothing in the tank. Can they get to 100? 4 overs remaining in this innings. Of course, we're proudly supported by the NT government, backing major events and world-class sporting pathways in the top end as Menzies returns. And I think, have we seen a signal yet? I don't believe so, but it's an interesting bowling change.
Menzies bringing back his pace, couple of overs for 14.
Trying to encourage some big hitting. Menzies comes in here. Hit was made. Couple picked that one up.
They've got to start launching now, Jono. Just 9 off the last 3 overs. They've still got 5 wickets remaining. 4 overs to go. Swing time. And that's batting, not bowling.
I think of stick cricket. That's the dream, just to hit 4s and 6s. Menzies was a good hit by Khan. They'll only just get one over the top of the bowler's head. It was a nice one though, for only 1 run.
Your man Jordan Silk doing the fielding. I can't recall a misfield. There was a magnificent attempt by Silk as the ball was sailing over the rope. He lunged at one other attempted catch as well. But in terms of ground fielding, they have been very professional, haven't they?
Sure have. That's ball 1.
Looked like a slower ball, didn't it? Wide, just inside the markings.
It was wide, but a dot ball nonetheless. Saraf electing to not do much about that one. Menzies with 3 to come. And it's the same result.
Pinpoint, isn't it? A millimetre to the left. I reckon that's a wide. That is amazing bowling.
Umpire just smiling. Do I think about awarding it or not?
Oh, magnificent.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens here, because I think we might be on track for more of the same.
I can see a big step out to the offside here from Saraf.
There's that step, then there's the shot. Never came close to hit. Well, he came maybe 1.5 inches to hitting that one. And again, it's a dot.
Oh, perfect T20 bowling by Menzies.
It is really fantastic death bowling from him. He'll definitely be called back for one more, I think. This time, they'll probably come back for two. He fielded. End of the over. 5 for 88 after 17, 3 to come.
This has been a great 4 overs for the NT Strike. They've conceded just 12 runs in the past 4 overs, just when you'd expect teams in this form of the game to be really making hay. The NT Strike bowlers have done a superb job. And with 3 overs to go now, 120 might just be beyond their reach. 18 balls remaining.
So Rashid Khan 6 off 9 as we pan across the crowd, which is really taking up so much space on the hill. And indeed on the other side of the sight screen.
Magnificent setting, an English village green type feel with the picket fence. Lots of green hill space for spectators to sit on. Slightly warmer, wetter than the UK, I reckon, Jono.
Oh, yes.
Although, having said that, there is a heat wave over there and even bushfires, which is just remarkable currently in the UK.
I saw a reel on Instagram which alluded to the fact that when they're playing cricket, it's always raining. When they're not, it's sunny.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? I've been trying to watch a bit of the Pakistan-England series, but in amongst the rain showers.
It's coming up tomorrow morning, TIO Stadium. New Zealand A will play the Adelaide Strikers Academy. 10 a.m. AC, DXC or AC Central Time. It's a nice shot from Rashid Khan off the gloves, it looked like, for 4.
Rare loose ball in the last few overs. Down the leg side, just helped on its way. Much needed boundary by Nepal. Martin doesn't seem too phased by it.
No.
Little joke with the umpire.
I think he can sense a wicket ball might be coming. An act of revenge, so to speak. Here he comes. All's calm. On the pads. It's a shout. It's given. A brilliant delivery from Martin. A brilliant response. Nepal now 6 down. Let's have a look at this here. A lovely, lovely delivery. Footwork comes to meet the ball, but that's probably just hitting on middle and leg, I would say.
Yeah, it was, but I wonder whether it was pitching outside off stump. It was a tough call. I think he was a long way down A, but I'm also wondering whether it struck him outside the off stump. We might get another chance to see that. The previous ball went for 4 in the over, and then a good response, as you point out, from Martin to get his 3rd wicket. The 6th wicket down for Nepal. 6 for 92. Here which way we're going to see this. Just came in a touch late there, but I wonder whether the ball struck him outside the off stump.
So Rashid
it's in the book. Doesn't matter, does it? It's in the book.
For 10. 6 for 92. After 17 and a bit. Martin's last over paying absolute dividends at the moment. Well, it will pay dividends when all is said and done for him. So 4 deliveries to come in this over. A boundary and then a wicket. Martin again, oh gee. Rashid tried to go for all money. A miss hit.
I think it's Joshi, the new batsman, I think.
Oh yes, yeah. Of course. Sorry about that. Yes, Khan was out. So
just catching up with the scorecard just for the minute. We'll have it back with you shortly.
Yes, Narayan.
There we go.
Joshi has hit that well. It's going to meet the fielder though. I'll only get one. So McMahon, really a shining light as keeper in the directing traffic. Can't wait to see what he can do with the bat in the follow-up innings. Martin to Joshi. Joshi to the outer. Nicely shot to wrap that one up. Six for 93. Nepal A.
I reckon it's 94, but I think we've had a couple of singles, one to Joshi and one to Saraf. Should be the last ball, I think.
That is a big heave from Joshi. Has it gone all the way? I don't know. Maybe a bounce before the rope. Keen to see this one on the replay. The umpire's award runs. Let's have a look at this. Yes, it was in fact 4. Martin. Great work to the offside, and it's just bounced. Maybe a metre or two before the rope. One heck of a hit.
So I think it's 6 for 98. We'll just wait for the scoreboard to catch up.
Looks to be the case after 18 overs. 2 to come, so this will be it. Surge time. I don't think the surge, of course, is mandatory. Probably on track for 110, 120. Let's see what they can do as Barker is called upon. Going at 10 and over. Some big hitting from Pawan Saraf to come. Barker Saraf, and just as we said, straight over the umpire's hat and over the rope for 4. Easy as you like. And that power hitting is the kind of stuff that we come to expect from Pawan Saraf. Let's have a look here at the replay. Flat batted shot. He knew it was coming. Full face of the bat. And a lovely, lovely shot.
Perfect strike. Barker comes back on, immediately gets some treatment. He's been expensive. He's gone for 20 from his first 2 overs. Welcome back to the crease with a big blow straight back down the ground from Saraf.
So this will be Barker's last.
The hundreds come up, 6 for 102.
Barker to Saraf again. This time, it's almost like a soccer cow. That's gone all the way again. A textbook maximum from Pawan Saraf. Sometimes you just got to sit back and enjoy the show.
Now they're flying, 6 for 108. Getting into the realms of a competitive total.
120 is a genuine chance. If they can bowl well and maybe even look at lots and lots of spin options coming into this return innings. Barker again. This will be 4 more. This is going to be 4 more for Pawan Saraf. He's putting on a clinic. 4-6-4. Stick cricket style. I love it.
$14 off the over, 6 for 112 in the 19th. Saraf closing in on a 50.
I think he'll get there. One heck of a hitter. Short, Hammond and Barker just discussing tactics. So I wonder what you might expect from this next one, or perhaps 2 or 3. As he'll close out his contribution for the evening. The Nepalese fans in full force right about now. They've got something to sing about. Pawan Saraf, heck of a contributor. Barker with half a set remaining. Playing a miss. Not this time, he says.
Good comeback, wasn't it, by Barker? Looked decisively quicker. Hurled wide of the off stump.
And I felt like initially to bowl wide of the off stump would be at his peril. Saraf knows he likes to go for that big slog. 2 to come. He tried. Almost looked like he went over his head. No wide called. It was a great response again from Barker. That's one for the over. Rightly so.
Brilliant fight back, isn't it? They had the conference after 14 went from the first 3 balls, and he's responded with 2 dots. Exactly what you want to see from your quick.
So more tactics being discussed between captain and bowler. See what Darcy Short might have up in his sleeve, tactics-wise.
Saraf calm and composed, just resting on his bat handle.
Well, they both are, aren't they? And Joshi just needs to play spectator, I would suppose. A single or 3 would be the best option here. But not for him. Look at this. He won't actually get...
He got it. Great catch.
Oh, there we go. A catch in the outfield. For another slog, perhaps. A single might have been the better option. But the first of the penultimate overs closes out. 6 for 112.
I think maybe it was Jordan Silk in the end, Jono.
Let's have a look.
He hit it pretty well. It was a great catch, had to run in several metres, took it low. Saraf can't believe it. He struck the ball so cleanly for the first 3 balls of the over to yield 14 runs. Then it went dot wicket. So good fight back by Barker. 3 overs, 1 for 34. After 19 overs, Nepal sent into bat 7 for 112. An over to go. 120 is a target that is easily attainable.
If Saraf is still out there. But hitter parts for 41 or 48. So final tactics being discussed. So next to come in Shahab Alam. In the ultimate over. Darcy Short calls upon himself. This ball's either going to go absolutely everywhere or nowhere at all.
Well, Joshi's known as an all-rounder, so probably rests with him.
Short bowls. It's a big heave attempt for nothing. Second delivery. This time it's a big heave. Over Darcy's shot, heading towards us. Where's it going? It's going all the way. It is well and truly boom time for Nepal. Six more. What did you make of this one, Rob?
Yeah, magnificent shot, tossed up by Short. And Joshi played it well, advanced down the wicket. And a much needed 6.
Easy shot, they'll come back for 2.
So good running, and there's the 120 that we spoke about.
That's what they needed.
I was going to remark on alarm, it's so rare to see a batsman come out with no headgear, isn't it? Guess you can run faster if you're lighter. No helmet, no cap, nothing.
That might just work. Josie down the wicket. It's going to be picked up by Hammond.
122 the total.
Stumping and GAWN gone. Joshi departs. After a nice cameo, has to be said.
Yeah, important, wasn't it? Got them over that 120 mark, 122. Once again, that ball that turns the other way to the offside from Short has yielded rewards and completely bamboozled the batsman Joshi. Very well stumped by the very impressive keeper McMahon. He's done absolutely nothing wrong behind the stumps tonight. And the 8th wicket falls for Nepal after being sent in a bat. Had a couple of moments, but it's pretty much been an excellent fielding and bowling display by the home side, the NT Strike.
Darcy Short winding himself up for the last delivery. Next to bat. Rijan Dakal. It's a big heave for nothing again, and that is all she wrote for the Nepal A innings. After 20 overs and being sent into bat, they register 8 for 122. And after Parwan Saraf went ballistic, it was one heck of an innings and they got that 120. Which is just over 6 runs and over. Plenty of work ahead for the NT Strike though, as Nepal get a chance to impress with the ball. Your foot. So let's have another look at the batting scorecard, and of course it was Saraf with a massive 41 off 49 deliveries. And we'll head to the bowling scorecard now, where spin dictated things well and truly. Darcy Short leading the charge. Of course, there was Hamish Martin, 3 for 19. Matt Hammond, 0 for 7. And Sam Barker, of course, 1 for 34. Got hit around 20. We're going to head to a break. And on the other side of this, plenty of action still to come.
The NT is the place to visit in 2026.
Students score big in Australia's Northern Territory. Discover the perfect pitch for your next chapter and open a new innings for your career. Join a vibrant community with world-class opportunities and enjoy our laid-back lifestyle while pursuing your dream field. Break free of the boundaries and hit your future for 6. Study in Australia's Northern Territory.
When you move here, it's not just for work, it's for life. Here, culture isn't something you leave behind. It's something you bring with you and share. Great jobs, no long commutes, and weekends that start as soon as Friday ends. From the red desert to the tropical north, this place doesn't just welcome you, it transforms you. Australia's Northern Territory. New boundaries, new territory.
Oi, oi! Have you heard what everyone's been saying? The NT is the place to visit in 2026.
Students score big in Australia's Northern Territory. Discover the perfect pitch for your next chapter and open a new innings for your career. Join a vibrant community with world-class opportunities and enjoy our laid-back lifestyle while pursuing your dream field. Break free of the boundaries and hit your future for 6. Study in Australia's Northern Territory.
50 seconds. 30 seconds.
Cricket taught us to chase boundaries. Out here, you'll find new ones. From hot springs to hotter curries, the Northern
20
Territory
seconds.
surprises at every turn. Adventure, culture, food. It's all here, and it's all real. Not your
10,
usual holiday.
9,
Not
8,
your usual
7,
Australia.
6,
New boundaries.
5,
New
4,
territory.
3, 2,
Australia's
1.
Northern Territory.
Go.
123 required for the NT strike to win. They're playing at Nepal A. Hello and welcome back to Game 3 of the Study NT Top End T20 series. Of course, the Top End T20 series is proudly brought to you by Study NT. Discover world-class education opportunities, rich multicultural communities, and unmatched lifestyle in Australia's Northern Territory. Learn more at studynt.nt.gov.au. We're back in action here. John O'Van and Rob Cross with you. Your thoughts on the opening half?
Well, sent into bat, Nepal got off to a horror start, lost a wicket in the first over, a wicket maiden for the NT strike. There was a nice little rally in the next few overs for Nepal, but they lost wickets consistently. And it wasn't until Sharaf came in late in innings, making 41 off 49, that saw them make what could be a competitive total. You'd think NT strike would be strong favourites, but 123, they're not without a hope.
As I have been alluding to several times, and I seriously, I feel like when the conditions are such an important part, clearly these conditions are not. The conditions that applied in the first innings basically did not apply at all, and it was so important to win that toss, and that's what Darcy Short did. And we find ourselves in literally fine conditions. You cannot fault it.
No, you're right, it's perfect. It was quite breezy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
First innings.
So the NT strike have perfect batting conditions. Opening the bowling is Akash Chand, who's got a dot so far. He's bowling to Short. Bats it clear over his head and straight over the boundary rope. A straight hit, and Darcy Short is off to a flyer, the first boundary of the NT strike innings.
Magnificent stroke, wasn't it? Down the offside, planted the foot, full swing of the bat. Chand's an interesting bowler. Played in the under-19 ICC World Cup back in 2024, so a young bowler. As we see a beautiful shot straight back past the umpire, past his batting partner and down the ground for a boundary. So good start by Short. He made over 100 runs in the series last year, half of which came in this match against Nepal. 51 was his best score. And he's made a bright start in the run chase tonight.
Chant to Short again. This time, it's blocked with force.
I've got to say,
Khan,
I like Chan's action, Jono. He's got a really smooth run-up, hasn't he? Strong at delivery.
So Doki Hogan Boozum into the batting attack, into the batting lineup next at 3. Got a bit of Mumbo number 5 in the background. I think I can hear it.
You know your music, Jono.
It's a tune. I'm going to say I love my T20 tunes. Jumped to short again. This time.
What a
Look to the
cover
offside.
drive.
That is a magnificent cover drive indeed. 4 more.
Way too much width given by Chand. He might have a nice action, but he just needs to place the ball in the right spot on the pitch, because that was wide outside off stump. Darcy Short needs no second invitation. Plants that.
Hit it in the middle too, lovely.
Plants that right leg down the pitch. Free swing of the bat. A couple of boundaries in the opening over.
Of course, we're proudly supported by the Northern Territory Government, backing major events and world-class sporting pathways in the top end. Big thanks to them for helping us put on this magnificent event. 2 to come in the first. In reply to 122. This time it's a hit to mid-wicket. It's not too bad.
At the other end, partnering short is Katadeshara Kodaru, who plays with Waratah here locally, but also Carlton in the Premier competition down in Melbourne. So well-credentialed batsman. Looking forward to seeing him when he gets a chance to have a hit. At the moment, it's all short. He's taken every ball so far in Chand's opening over.
You can see here on the on cricket.com.au, his name is shortened to Jagger, which would go all right. Chand to short, just behind point. Shot was directed at. So that is the end of the first over. Darcy short on 9. Jagger yet to bowl in reply to the first innings score set by Nepal A of 122. Met our expectations.
Yeah, slightly different start, isn't it, to the NT Strike, to the Nepalese. They were at 1 for none, and NT Strike a no wicket for 9. Shorts retained the strike, so Jagger Kodaru still hasn't faced a ball.
Set a bowl from the stadium end. Here's Dakal. Dot ball to start things off. This time it's a big shot from short for 6. That's unbelievable. A crowd catch goes begging. This is an unbelievable display from him early. Making use of the power play conditions here in the second over. And Darcy Short, as he does best, goes absolutely bang. What looked like over extra cover of sorts.
He's great to watch when he's in full flight, and even with a smallish target to chase, he'll give the crowd some entertainment. He's not going to die wondering, just nudge it around. He's swinging from the start.
What's he got in store this time? Was there a nick? A handful of shouts. The umpire said no.
Nice shape, wasn't it? Just seemed to curve away.
Very close to the bat.
Good comeback by Kodaru. I should say by Dakal. Kodaru is his batting partner. Dakal is the bowler. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, inches. A matter of absolute inches. Dakal with a false start. Now he starts his run up again. Oh, hit on the pads. Brave shot, in fact. Has he got bat on that? Umpire said no.
All thigh pad.
Was it pad? Was it bat?
Nepalese fans went up. They had a glimmer of hope.
Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, clearly way too high. Definitely off the thigh pad. Caught well, nonetheless. This play continues to just get 4 runs, in fact. And nicely hit by Darcy Short.
This is incredible, isn't it,
We
John?
were talking about dealing in 6s and 4s and 0s and 1s. Now he gets the chance to deal in 6s and 4s. Fantastic. Let's have a look. In case you missed it. Oh, that's a lovely shot back at the bowler and straight down the ground. Back live.
Faced every ball of the innings so far. Kotaru still hasn't faced a ball. He's up to 19.
Shot towards mid-wicket. And that'll be the end of the first over. In reply to the first innings score set by Nepal. 122, 123 then, runs required for victory. Into the second over, NT strike, none for 19.
Kotaru finally gets to face a ball. Extraordinary.
Will he though? Will he though? Well, he will. Just remember, extras won't count. Well, in fact, they will count to his score.
6 3/4 for Darcy Short. Still one of the most exciting Australian batsmen in the T20 form of the game. It's going to be Sharaf coming on. No,
Indeed, Pawan Sharaf. Set the world on fire with his batting innings, well and truly. A power hitting all-rounder by definition, as we said, and he bowls some off breaks, so it'd be interesting to see what he can conjure up.
No, it's not Sharaf.
No.
Trying to fool us.
Here you go.
It's Shahab Alam, in fact, the left armour.
Indeed, so Alarm. Has a dot to commence. This time it's flicked out and cover stops that well and truly. This time it's flicked out to point. The fielder won't get there. 4 more.
Brilliant shot by Jagger Kotaru.
He's on the board.
The 4th boundary of the innings.
So a nice shot there. The point fielder was ready for it, but just perhaps a little bit too late.
He has a stacked offside field, but he's found the gap beautifully.
Back live. There was no chance for the midfielder there. And the man on the rope couldn't stop it either. Rashid Khan there, sweeping. And Bortel trying to offer some assistance as we see the replay.
Pretty good effort in the end.
It was well run.
Yeah, just missed.
On with 2 to come in his first over. This time it's flicked out. Extra cover gets it. So we're going to have a look here. This is the win predictor just here up your top right hand, and NT strike 86%. We'll keep a closer eye on that as the night progresses.
End of the third over, 27 runs on the board at the equivalent time. Well, it was actually pretty close. 1 for 23. The Nepalese had just had a good over of 14 in the third over. Things started to go a bit wrong after that, but pretty much line ball at the moment. No wicket for 27 after 3. The target is 123.
I wonder if the mission for Darcy Short would be to carry his bat.
Now Pawan Sharaf's come on.
Here he is. It's interesting when bowling changes are made at the last second. You don't often see that.
Very, very clever.
Saraf with some off breaks. Doesn't go as well, if not for the fielder and the misfield. Just the single there. The captain not happy with the fielding effort. You could see arms outstretched. And he's calling for some reinforcements, some changes in the field. Egging on his lads.
Definitely frustration, wasn't there? Not many runs to play with. Can't afford that.
Saraf again. So this time, overcome, what a catch! Are you kidding me? I am lost for words! A ridiculous catch from Trit, Raj Das! Onto his left! The first night of the tournament, and this is what you get!
That was absolutely incredible. Ran several metres to his left, threw the left hand out, and it stuck. That's as good as it gets.
On the wicket replay here. Nicely floated from Pawan. The shot was headed for cover. It's poetry in slow motion, folks. Hanging in the Louvre. Good grief. Nepalese fans up in force. Percussion everywhere. You can hear them on the stump mic, the crowd mic. Listen to them.
The important thing about that catch, John Oakes, we've seen it at all levels of cricket recently. If a catch is taken and you use the ball to control your momentum, then the catch won't be paid because the ball is deemed to have touched the grass. But he wrapped his hand around that ball so that his hand was between the grass and the air, and it was just an unbelievable catch. Force that he hit the ground with could easily be bobbled out. He hung on.
Toki Hogan bows him now. Play and a miss. Hogan boos him. After Jagger's wicket fell. 1 for 28 after 3.5. This one heads to slightly deeper mid-off. Just for one.
Yeah, beautifully called, Jono. That was exquisite. That's why we love cricket so much.
I never thought I'd see the day where I'm calling a moment like that. It's outrageous. Short back on strike. Seemed to be hit on the pads, but no dice, so to speak. Short, 20 off 14, sorry. Last ball in the over, and indeed the last of the power play. Saraf making a big difference this time. Long on it was Bum there. And that will be the end of the over. So at the end of the power play, 93 runs to win for NT Strike with 4 to go.
And pretty much line ball after 4 overs. Nepal were 2 for 30. NT Strike 1 for 30.
So, of course, we're live from DXC Arena in Darwin, and DXC Technology helps global companies run their mission-critical systems and operations while modernising IT, optimising data architectures, and ensuring security and scalability. A big thanks, of course, to DXC, our naming rights partner for this magnificent boutique stadium.
And there's the catch once more, just so you can appreciate what a fine piece of fielding it was.
It's even better in slow-mo.
Like Superman, completely in midair. Brought it to ground, hung on, and celebrated accordingly.
So the first of our non-power play overs. Dakal to resume. A false start for him once again. Dakal to short. Short goes flat. Towards long on, and they'll just get one. Mid on, rather.
Hogan Boozum, a South Australian contracted rookie, previously with WA.
So Doki will get a second or maybe a third. 2 runs in the second delivery.
I think regardless of the result, Jono, you'd go home, having seen that catch, you'd go home pretty satisfied, I reckon.
I just want to watch more of it. That's how you feel. So this is cricket, hey? Well, I like this game. Edge beats the keeper. And edged on to 4 behind the stumps, behind the boundary.
Deliberately played that, I reckon. Let's wait and see. Or was it a genuine nick? Did he run it down through first slip?
See if he edges to his left, it would be, yeah. So that's a genuine first slip edge. If he was there, I couldn't beat the skipper. I did beat the skipper, rather. Couldn't get into the skipper's very capable hands. Hogan Boozum to face another delivery. And to play the very difficult task of catching up to his captain. 7 off 4 and 22 off 16 respectively. Well ahead of the run rate at this point, requiring 123. 8 wickets fell in the first innings, but lots to be proud of for Nepal in so many ways. None more so than that catch that we've spoken of and will probably trend all around the world. Played well by Doki, just for the single. So nearing the end of the first quarter. The NT strikes reply. Duck out a short this time. Played well to mid on, and that'll signal the end of the over. First 5 overs done and dusted. 1 for 38 The Northern Territory strike chasing 123 for victory and indeed 84 runs. Your thoughts on the first 5, Robert Cross?
Well, it's been exciting. It's been Darcy Short. Kodaru joined the party until he went for one big off drive too many, and he was wonderfully caught at mid-off in the highlight of the match so far. But Darcy Short has really set his team on the way to victory with 23 off 17, 1 for 39 off 5, the equivalent stage. Nepal was 3 for 32, and wickets fell steadily through their innings, meaning they weren't able to get a total quite as large as they might have hoped for. So NT Strike certainly well on top, but if the Nepalese can continue to feel like that amazing catch and get a couple of wickets back, it's amazing how quickly the pressure then descends on the batting team. That
edge to what would have been a first slip. I just wonder what would have happened if Cadale McMahon would have caught it. But speaking of a catch, here's a wicket, and Darcy Short is out. Hope if I could get my words out a little bit quicker than that, but nonetheless, it's a wicket for the NT Strike. Let's have a look at this, Pawan. His wicket balls seem to be nicely floated up and behind square, the easiest of catches taken.
Yeah, what a momentum changer that was. Short had looked so completely in control, went for the reverse sweep, made poor contact, top edge, the easiest of catches, and at 2 for 39, Nepal right back in the game with the big gun back in the pavilion.
And there's a big gun still to come. Next into bat, Jordan Silk, a Sydney Sixers superstar, and indeed just an all-round cricket superstar. Of course, he is a veteran BBL finisher. He's been described as here. Is now the finish? I'd argue that we'd just gotten started. Silk, of course, had a few very, very stiff chances in the field that went begging in the previous innings.
I'll tell you one thing, there's a hot favourite for man of the match right about now, Jono.
I think so too. And give it to him regardless.
Saraf, couple of wickets, 41.
A genuine all-round performance like I've probably never seen like this. Of course, you know, when you think, you know, pace, you know, all-rounders, you think Will Sutherland. Oh, how's this? Big shout. The crowd went up. The umpire was unmoved.
Imagine if he got Silk then.
It would have been absolutely huge and a massive momentum swing. But just on spinning all-rounders. Saraf's response in the NT Strike side would easily be their captain as they come back for an easy second. But unfortunately, Darcy Short is no longer with us out here in the middle.
The hubbubs lifted a little bit. It got a little bit quiet when Short was going hard. But Nepal supporters think they're a bit of a chance.
Silk to face another. It's well hit. Thinking about a second, they'll get it. Hogan Boozum had to go and just got there in time.
This is the difference, isn't it? The ground fielding of the NT Strike didn't miss. The Nepal team have just been a little sloppy and they've created chances for 2s out of 1s.
Great to have your company, of course, on 7+ all around Australia and indeed all around the world. Special shout out, of course, to those watching on Digo in Nepal as the over comes to a close. End of the 6th. NT Strike 2 for 43 after 6. Let's have a look at the bowlers so far. And so Akash Chand got things underway with 9 runs off the first, and Pawan Saraf What more can you say about this guy?
2 for 8 off and made 41, and was really the mainstay of the Nepal innings. Ensured they got past the 100 mark and got them up to 122, 123 target. And with those couple of wickets in the last couple of overs, they're not without a chance.
Shahab Alam to resume. Two for 8 off 2. It's a good start. At the halfway point of his bowling contribution, Silk will get 1. Just love how the Nepalese fans are playing along to the music. They've got their there we go. You can hear them in the effects mic. They're absolutely loving this. Silk hits it back for no runs. Silk again. Long on come to meet it. Long off rather. So Lokesh Balm right in front of us here in commentary position. He's running to the ball. He'll pick it up again. Another single added to the total. This time, a dot ball. Two to come in the over. Alarm's bowled well. 1 to come, sorry. Hogan Boozum tried the big slog, but maybe just caught the edge of the bat. It's the end of the over, end of the 7th. 2 for 47. The target is 123.
The comparative score after 7 overs, Nepal, having been sent into bat, were 3 for 40. And in response, chasing 123 for victory in the their first match of the tournament. 2 for 48, the NT strike.
8 wickets in hand. 75 runs required from 13. So plenty of deliveries to play with. 2 for 48 off 7.
Yeah, it looks an easy equation, doesn't it? Less than 6 runs and over required. It's amazing how quickly a wicket can change things. And it looks like Saraf is going to continue in his 3rd over. He's got the only 2 wickets to fall so far.
He'll just get 1. Hit it to what seemed like a bit of a 3rd slip gully type situation. Got the easy run needed. Still getting 7 or 7. Reverse sweep. Stunning attempt. That was pretty good.
That is amazing keeping, isn't it? It would have been completely blindsided by the attempted reverse sweep by Silk. He stayed down, took the ball, whipped the bails off. Brilliant keeping by the skipper.
And Neil Sard done very well there.
There's a lovely sound of the middle of the bat there, Jordan Silk. 50 up, 2 for 50.
good position to be in. You're just in for a bit of a cruise of sorts. This time Silk square on the offside for an extra run. Saraf again to mark the end of his third. Tried to field. It missed him. It runs as a result.
So after the early fireworks of Darcy Short, who looked like he had a plane to catch, he's been dismissed. Things are slowing down a little bit. 5 singles off that over. So things have gone pretty sedate, but fairly straightforward target now at around 6 and over for NT Strike. Another 70 to get from 12 overs, 8 wickets remaining. The comparative, Nepal were 3 for 44 after 8, and NT Strike at 2 for 53.
So in terms of, I mean, I feel like you've still got your big hitter in Silk, and that's really going to help them. But you know, get things quickly, because early wins and quick ones are crucial to making an early impact on net run rate. So Muller is going to join us. Kushal Muller into the attack. Could only manage 9 in his batting innings. Now he comes on with the ball. Hogan bosom flick behind square. Let's get one.
Left arm orthodox bowler Muller, well known for his batting. We didn't see the best of him today in the Nepal innings, but pretty tidy bowler by all accounts.
Muller tried to field his own ball. Another to the total. The Silk heads to double figures. Hogan bosom hits that one well. Halfway through the 8th.
This is a good angle to... I know we're just going to the camera behind him, but he does something really... Just before he delivers the ball, both hands sort of flash in front of each other, almost to disguise the delivery.
Yeah, so right in front of the face.
Yeah.
Which I think is clever. And I think you've got to mix it up a little bit. If you're a spin bowler, there's things you can do. I mean, the main objective of spin bowler is to deceive.
Yeah,
exactly.
Didn't deceive the batsman then. Silk cover drove beautifully for 4. Just a relaxed, chill Friday evening in Darwin. NT Strike in control at the moment.
Kushal Muller rallying his troops for the moment. Nice shot for 1. I have to say he's got a good lid. Muller, nice frost. I don't know how you describe that. I'm not much good at describing hair, but that goes all right.
A few nice tints.
Nicely hit again by Jordan Silk. Thought about the second. They got to come back. Do it all again.
End of the 9th over, just a little behind us at the moment. 2 for 62 is the total. Another 61 to get in 11 overs after Nepal A reached 8 for 122 from their 20 overs, with Pawan Sharaf top scoring with 41.
So Hogan Boozum to take strike. There's the change in the bowling. Kushal Bortle. Took that catch behind square, didn't he?
Yep. Seen 2 catches in this innings, one as simple as you like and one as hard as you like.
This time, it's edge to point. Joshi lost his footing for a moment.
And there's that difference in the ground fielding. We've spoken about it. NT strike were exceptional. Nepal have just been a little sloppy, and that just relaxed. Any pressure they would hope to build defending a small total is released.
Comes in for another. This time the shot was again looking towards the point region from Doki Hogan Boozum. Bortle again. Bortle. Air horns you can hear. From the Nepali crowd in full voice. As we said before, many reasons to celebrate tonight. And long-lasting memories to come home with.
Just the first match of the tournament for these two sides.
Well hit, so Silk is targeting that same region again. So Bortle with a couple more to come. And as the NT strike side head towards the halfway mark, perhaps they wanted to put the pedal to the metal, and that might have helped. But the fielder gets there.
So I think it's 2 for 67, and that is the halfway mark done. Just wait for the scoreboard to tick over. But yeah, 2 for 67. So 56 to get, halfway mark, 10 overs, 8 wickets remaining. Bortle's first over went for 5. This is a pretty solid partnership. Hogan Boozum 20 off 21. Silk 16 off 14, just doing what they need to do. So it's Hogan Boozum to take strike. Bortle is the bowler around the wicket. And Hogan Boozum is driving down the onside. Neat throw back in on the bounce to the keeper. Keeps the scoring to 1. Total up to 2 for 68. Muller is the bowler. Around the wicket to Silk. And gets a full toss, lofts, it will carry the rope by a couple of metres, smashes into the white pickets on the full and brings up a maximum 6 runs for Jordan Silk. He goes to 22.
That was a bad ball to dispatch, it really was. Not much else you could say there, to be honest. It was just one of those things where see ball, hit ball.
Yeah, great use of the feet. Made it into the full toss. And a square drive is exquisite. Straight to the fielder at the cover point boundary though. And another run to the total. Goes up to 2 for 75. Silk to 23. Hogan Bosom now gets a chance at Muller. Still continues to toss it up. A lot of spinners in this format of the game will dart the ball in. But Muller's fairly slow through the air. A couple of balls left in the 11th over. Muller just a little glance at mid-on. That's wide of the off stump. Back goes Silk through the point region and comes back for 2. Excellent running between the wickets by the NT strike side. All the fundamentals of cricket tonight on show by the locals. Excellent fielding. Good running between wickets. They're going to be hard to beat, I sense, in this tournament. 2 for 78. Last ball of the 11th over. 11 off it so far. And lofted by Silk. Will it carry? It will.
Yep.
The man with the camera there, cheesy grin, just moved to the left to avoid the ball striking him. The fielder was no chance. And another 6 in that over. 2 from the over for Silk. And after 11 overs, it is 2 for 84. It was the simplest of shots. It was tossed up wide outside the off stump. He went after it and really just pushed at it. It was just so sweetly timed. It wasn't even a full follow through of the bat.
He just held the pose. Held the pose.
So not many to get now. Just 39 runs required. Muller's been expensive. His 2 overs have conceded 26 runs. Silk 31 off 18. Portal to Hogan Bosom. More sedate. Didn't go for the second that time. Might have. So Silk will come back on strike. The gentle breeze just picked up again for a moment.
Only slightly though, because in the daytime, as we've discussed at length, the wind at one point, or perhaps at several points, 26 km/h gusts. Nothing of the sort right now. Perfect conditions for cricket.
Portal to Silk. Flicks it around the corner. Short fine leg does the fielding. Stops it from being a boundary. And Silk gets another one to his total. 2 for 86 now. So Hogan Bosom is playing sedate partner role. Happy just to nudge it off middle leg stump. 4 to the square leg umpire. Deep square leg comes in from the boundary to do the fielding. And after a flurry of 6s in the last over from Silk, it's been singles, the order of the day in the 12th over so far. 36 to get. Makes room. Drives to wide, long off, just for a single. So Silk's clearly in good touch. We saw Darcy Short in good touch earlier. So there's some really powerful batting. They've got lots of spin options. Menzies was impressive as the quick. Barker went for a few runs, the left armour. But they're a pretty strong all-round outfit, NT Strike. They'll come against some stronger sides in the tournament as it goes on. But for their first outing, Jono, I think they've been mighty impressive.
Yes, indeed. And the Strike can... So how many runs is that? That's... Okay, 36. Is it? Yes, I think 36 required for victory.
Just 34 now. I think there's a couple just then to Hoganbursum. So I think it should be 2 for 89 as Birtle's got a couple to go in his second over. 12th over of the innings. Goes back to cut. Misses. In fact, that's the last ball of the over. So the score, just wait for that to update.
Could just see, I think it was Jordan Silk just almost dropped to his knees. Oh, I can't believe I didn't hit that.
2 for 90 after 12. Equivalent time, Nepal were 4 for 65. So well on track for victory in their first match of the tournament, NT Strike. By Darwin standards, it's a relatively cool temperature, but the two batsmen have been out there for a little while now, just having a well-earned drink. Looks like they're changing the gloves, toweling themselves down.
It is quite cool at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
but they've been doing some hard running. They've been turning ones into twos pretty regularly.
Wonder if there's a feels like thing, because apparently it's 25, but now the breeze has come. It's a cool breeze, which
perfect conditions, isn't it, for cricket?
Helps all the spectators as well as the players. Train in the heat. Finish off in the cool of the night.
So it's been a good partnership between these two. 26 off 27, Hoganbursum, and Silk has been more aggressive of the pair. 33 off 20. We're back to Chand, who opened the attack for Nepal.
Ooh.
Under edge, doesn't beat the keeper. Made his intentions clear early, stepping back to leg. Trying to slap it over there. Cover point region, rehearsing the stroke. You get the sense he's not going to go slow, getting the last 30-odd runs for victory. He seems to want to bring them up in a hurry.
Chand back.
First over went for 9. Great action. Really good technique, as that's square driven back at a point straight to the field. So have we got who these two sides play next, Jono? I'd be interested to see where they go after this.
Let's have a look then.
Games continue tomorrow, and then of course the Sunday week will be the finals.
So Nepal take on Bangladesh tomorrow at TAO Stadium. I'll be with you for that one.
Chand, well, French cut straight to short fine leg, and there's no run. So a little lucky there, Silk. Well bowled, Chand.
The NT Strike, meanwhile, will play on the Sunday at Fred's Pass against the Strikers.
So the games come thick and fast. Now the tournament is underway. Games at several venues across Darwin. A great tournament and a fantastic concept. Teams from all over the world coming, plus local teams. Chand pitches up, driven off middle and leg, 4 to the square leg umpire, out to deep square leg for a single. Great opportunities for experienced players to mix with young development players. Big Bash teams here with squads. Seeing some of the rising stars of Australian cricket and world cricket. New Zealand have got an A team here. Nepal we're seeing tonight. Bangladesh are here.
Big test for their senior side. Well, again, against the Australian men's cricket team. With the test match not too far away. Of course, tonight we're proudly supported by the Northern Territory Government, backing major events and world-class sporting pathways in the top end.
Chand in a Hogan bosom. Down the leg side. He just rolls with the momentum of the ball around the corner. The fielder at deep backward square leg can't get to it. And it runs away for a boundary. So after a good over by Chand, a bit of a loose one has conceded 4 runs. And the total goes up to 2 for 95.
So let's have a look at this one on the replay. Yeah, a bit of a loosener there from Chand. And justifiably put away.
So scoring it more than run a ball, Hogan bosom. Strikes that powerfully forward of mid-wicket. The fielder coming in from the rope keeps it to 1. So that ends the 13th over. 2 for 96. The NT just needing another 27 runs to win.
So there's clearly something that I've appreciated from Nepal tonight is their communication, and clearly the captain behind the wickets really commands that. I feel on that last ball there was a lot of blokes egging each other on, and also there was a lot of great support coming from the middle as well, and it bodes really well. I mean, it's a great foundation for a cricket side, but it also shows great promise. And as the non-internationals, I suppose, come up through the ranks, they learn what it's like to be part of a up-and-coming world-class outfit.
Bortle punches it down towards long on for a single. If they tidy up their ground fielding, there's potential in the batting. Didn't really come off tonight, apart from Saraf. But if a couple of other batsmen can support him, they're going to be a competitive unit in the remaining matches of the top end T20 series. Bortle was just held up in his run-up. Silk maybe wasn't quite ready. Now he waits as Bortle comes in. And he cutting backwards, back through cover point out towards the rope. Another easy single for the NT strike. Hogan bosom returns back to take on the bowling of Bortle. Closing in on 100, closing in on victory. Very polished performance by the NT strike. Bortle on leg stump, lofted away and over the rope for 6. Great hit by Hogan bosom.
Shot of the night.
Yeah, it was a really clean strike. It was down the leg side. It was in the slot. He swung with the momentum and it carried the rope on the full into the pickets.
Yeah.
Wonderful balance, down on one knee.
He kind of had to hobble it off there. He got up a little bit ginger.
That shot brought up the 100. And then a nice on drive down to long on for a single to follow up.
A bit of an Aussie chant. Didn't expect to get that.
2 for 105. Hogan bosom 39. Silk on strike on 35. Ew. Sweeps it around the corner.
Lovely shot.
Vacant backward square leg region for 4. It was a lovely shot. Beautiful placement. And they're rattling along now. Silk up to 39. As we see him just move to the offside, expose his stumps. But exquisite timing, and the ball raced away. Last ball of the over. It's punched back towards the rope again. Well fielded, just kept inside the rope and restricts the scoring to 2.
So the crowd happy with that effort.
Ends the over. 2 for 111, just 12 to get. 6 overs remaining, 8 wickets in hand.
Well, the NT Striker, you know, are on their way to a comprehensive victory to get their series underway. As we can see this work here from Alarm. That is textbook outfield fielding. And I'll tell you what, you don't get stops better than that under pressure, because there's not much you could have done from a finesse point of view. I mean,
great desperation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was desperation more than anything, and that sealed the deal, ultimately.
So an expensive over there by Birtle, 15 off it. Chand comes back on. Be bowling to Hogenbosom, who's made a very accomplished 39. I like the look of him. WA, South Australia currently. Silk's been outstanding, 41 off 27. This impressive run-up of Chand as he continues. Short, pulled, through square leg. Single only. $11 to get now. There's just enough for Silk to get the 50.
That ridiculous catch has just been uploaded to social media.
Oh, brilliant.
At NT Cricket. Go give us a follow. I mean, it's already...
Definite highlight.
It's already got hundreds of likes and still plenty of more to come. This stuff is going absolutely worldwide. Great to have your company here, folks. It's been unreal.
Chance, slower ball. Draws the inside edge from Silk. And the bowler in his follow-through has to do the fielding, such as the nature of T20 cricket and the field being spread. Chan's up to it. Silk to 42. Maybe Hogenbosom with a 4 and a 6 can bring up his 50 and bring up the victory. $10 to win. 10 for his 50. 2 shots will do it. Field spread. Chand over the wicket. Hogenbosom drives straight back to the bowler. Good response from Chand in his 3rd over. 1-1 dot. Just ensuring it's not a super quick finish, but it's been a really accomplished run chase by the NT Strike. Coached by Johan Bota. There's some big names here in the top end T20 series.
And again, you know, Johan Bota, he has been through, he's so experienced as a coach.
Slow ball from Chand. Dragged from outside the off stump by Hogenbosom. They've got 1 and they'll come back for an easy 2.
Captain and coach, I mean, most after his international playing days, I seem to recall he immediately jumped into Sheffield Shield with the then Redbacks, and since then has formed a great coaching career, and his Chargers are lucky enough to have him in the NT Strike, taking over from Simon Helmet, who of course is a championship winner with the Melbourne Renegades women.
Short, pulled around the corner, and 4 runs.
Well, that's the best 4 of the night for mine.
There's been a few good ones. That's pretty good. And with 1 ball to come in the over, Hogan Bosom can bring up a 50. They've got 4 to get. He's got 4 for 50. Last ball of the 15th over. That'd be a nice way to wrap things up.
Quite. Tainted Love. It is a T20 staple, this one.
Soft sell.
Appreciate having to hear all the effects, all the things in the effects mic, including, but not limited to, this magnificent crowd.
Here comes Chan. Is it a win and a 50? Hogan Bosom down the leg side, flicks it away. It is a 50 and the victory. What a great way to finish by the NT strike. Hogan Bosom, 37th ball, boundary, 50 runs to finish the innings. And the last ball of the 15th over, the NT strike, a 2 for 123. What a perfect way to finish, Jono.
In excess of 660 people here tonight at DXC Arena. A masterclass in many different ways put on by both teams. The scoreboard, of course, no reflection of basically anything that happened tonight, of course. But, you know, Hogan Bosom, fantastic 50. I mean, Saraf, 40-odd. From both teams had it in all departments. A fantastic night to kick off. Well, night 1 of this Study NT Top End T20 series. It's been great to have your company. We absolutely love what has happened and what has ensured out here to get things underway, and plenty of action still to come, of course. I'll be with you from TIO Stadium tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. Please join us then. Until next time, it's bye for now.
Oi, oi! Have you heard what everyone's been saying? The NT is the place to visit in 2026.
Students score big in Australia's Northern Territory. Discover the perfect pitch for your next chapter and open a new innings for your career. Join a vibrant community with world-class opportunities and enjoy our laid-back lifestyle while pursuing your dream field. Break free of the boundaries and hit your future for 6. Study in Australia's Northern Territory.
When you move here, it's not just for work, it's for life. Here, culture isn't something you leave behind. It's something you bring with you and share. Great jobs, no long commutes, and weekends that start as soon as Friday ends. From the red desert to the tropical north, this place doesn't just welcome you, it transforms you. Australia's Northern Territory. New boundaries, new territory.
Oi, oi! Have you heard what everyone's been saying?